the majority of American voters actually do want Republicans to take control of Congress. So a new poll shows that the majority of Americans actually want the GOP to take control of Congress after the 2022 midterm elections. Now, this is typically what happens. It's usually a response to whatever party wins in the general election. Usually by the time the midterms roll around, the opposite party will take control. But Quinnipiac finds that there's already a majority of voters who want Republicans to take control. 46%, in fact, 46% of registered voters say they would rather see Republicans win the House majority in 2022 compared to 41% who say that Democrats should retain control in the lower chamber. So we're talking about the House of Representatives here, but there are pretty bad numbers for Democrats when you look at the Senate specifically. It's a similar case in the Senate. 46% say that the GOP, or they want the GOP to take control of the upper chamber, while 42% are hoping for a Democratic majority. Now,
all right, so the Democrats are having an additional issue that they're facing going into the 2022 midterms: retirement. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Jackson White, co-founder and chief of content at Politiscope, and thank you for choosing TYT again today. Now, retirements from Congress and the Senate are a pretty routine thing. It's gonna happen. You know, people often serve multiple decades in the House or the Senate or whatever chamber of government. And just like any other profession, just like any other industry, people get tired, people get old, and they want to bow out. However, in politics, the implications of this are pretty stark. 19 Democratic retirements have been announced. And actually yesterday, Peter DeFazio of Oregon, he announced his retirement. He's a committee chairman, and two other committee chairs announced their retirements recently as well. Their names are Eddie Bernice Johnson from Texas and John Yarmouth from Kentucky. And with those three included, those are 19 House Democrats who have announced their plans to leave the House by the 2022 midterms. 11 Republicans have announced the same. And as we talked about multiple times on here, with gerrymandering going very hard to the Republicans in the midterms and just the natural ebb and flow of the House and the Senate floating back and forth between Democratic and Republican control, and the lackluster agenda of Joe Biden, and just the swelling unpopularity of the administration as a whole, we're really looking at some tough races going forward, because now with the committee chairs retiring and 19 other Democrats announcing retirements, we still have a decent amount of time before 2022. And again, this points to the fact that they know our resources probably aren't going to be spent very well. They know that they're going to get swept, and they don't necessarily want to go through 2 years of being in an ineffective Congress. Now, of course, the irony of that is that Congress is typically ineffective. However, now that the people's eyeballs are more on the prize than they have been due to technology and just, other facets of the times we live in, they're trying to bow out now before it gets too bad. So we'll keep you updated with further retirement announcements on the Democratic and Republican side, but retirements are now an additional issue that the Democrats face going into the 2022 midterms.